for us. Back with our special guest in the studio here, and the way we're doing it on Tuesdays in the month of August is we've partnered with Granting Hope, and we want to thank Granting Hope's President Antoine Blunt for being back in the studio with our guest. And we've heard some great things about how these grants are really making a big difference in the fact that in the case of special blessings, it's hard to believe, Roxanne, that this grant went through in record time in that 4 weeks, and it kind of caught you off guard. So that's kind of a nice thing when you get those little surprises like that. That's a good problem to have, is the money's already here or the money's on the way. So where are you again? You said that when the money was approved, when you did get the grant, you were still in the process of kind of getting your organization put together with the board and this kind of thing. Where are you right now, and what would be your goals here as you move forward?
Wow. Just to continue to build on where we are, and then, as I had stated a little bit earlier, is working on housing for adults with disabilities. That's one of our biggest things now. Our kids are growing up. We've been doing this for 14 years. And, like I said, there's just not a whole lot available to kids with developmental disabilities. So that's what we're really working on now. We're trying to build a stronger relationship within our community. We really feel that is one of the biggest things that you have, because as Antoine had said earlier, grants are only 33% of your nonprofit organization. You really need to have the community come alongside of you and reach out and be a part of who you are. That's where your strength comes from. So what we do is we get involved in different community areas and we educate those around us. That's one of the things that we do. My son, he's 27. He's a sweetheart developmentally. He's probably around the age of a 2-year-old, and he just steals hearts all over the community. I mean, he knows more people out there today than I do. He still resides at home with his dad and I, and he's kind of our spokesperson, if you will, for Special Blessings. I mean, he goes out there and he's actually landed more grants and shaking more hands than I have, so I just kind of come behind him and go, I'm his mom. But definitely, that's the most important thing, because, your community is the most important thing, and that's where your strength comes from. So that's our goal. And the more community support we have, the more community support our families that we serve have.
One of the wonderful things I like about Granting Hope, President Antoine Blunt had mentioned that each month they highlight a nonprofit of the month, and Special Blessings, Inc. is the nonprofit for the month of August. And I understand that there's also a video of your son, Roxanne, on the video on the website that shows him as a child.
Yes.
And then it goes into, then now you're talking about where he is today at the age of 27 and the progress that you've made. And again, this is why you came up with this organization, Special Blessings, because when you were going through this, you weren't finding the external resources to help you along. And you didn't want other families to go through the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My son is multi-diagnosed. He has autism. He has cerebral palsy. He's got MR, and he's deaf. One of the things that the video focuses on is his cerebral palsy. Sean had no control, no body. It was almost like he didn't have any bones. He couldn't hold his head up at the age of 1. He couldn't crawl between 1 and 2. So, I think he was going on 4 when he finally started to walk. And I was really excited. I had been asking the doctor for years, when is Sean going to walk? And he just kind of was like, when he's ready. Whenever that time comes, when he's ready. Well, by the age of 3.5, almost 4, Sean started to walk, and I was so excited. I couldn't wait to take him into the doctor, and we walked into the office, and the doctor dropped and started to cry. And I'm just kind of going, okay. And he turned around, and he looked at me, and he said, Roxanne, he goes, you kept asking me over and over again when your son would walk. He goes, and I just kept telling you when he was ready. He said, let me tell you, in my professional opinion, I didn't think your son would ever walk. So, and here he is today, 27. He can do everything except jump, but it doesn't bother him. He's very much a 5'7" toddler, and he gets into everything just like we have so much fun with him. He's great.